We teach girls to shrink themselves, to make themselves smaller. We say to girls, you can have ambition, but not too much. You should aim to be successful, but not too successful, otherwise you will threaten the man. Because I am female.
Hello guys, and welcome to another episode of my channel, Totally Random. How's everybody doing? If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're an OG, what's good, my G? Now you guys, today, something has been pissing me off, and I'm going to talk about it. I'm talking Chimamanda on the show today. Now, you guys, I'm going to show you a video Chimamanda made and what it is about the video that is, pissing me the oof off. Yeah, I'm pissed off, clearly pissed off.
Because I think that feminism has long been associated with the most extreme versions of it. So people think a feminist is sort of a crazy woman who hates men and doesn't shave and, right? And so all of these sort of really crazy negative stereotypes I think have been attached to feminism, and so people don't want to associate with it. Right? There are people who've said to me, why do you call yourself feminist? Why don't you just say you're a humanist or an equalist? But that is what feminism is. Right? Feminism is about justice for everyone, but you have to name a problem. And the problem is it's women who've been excluded, so we need to call it what it is. Think of yourself as an individual. Right? There's no, I think feminism and femininity are not mutually exclusive, right? I think that the early feminists in the West shunned femininity because femininity had for so long been used as a way to put them down. So women were property. You're supposed to look pretty and stay at home. So I think when women started to push back against that, they were like, we don't want pretty. But I think now we've come to a stage where we can accept that people can be many things, right? You can be feminine and feminist. It depends on whether you want to be. The problem is if somebody is pushing you to be what you don't want to be, then that's not feminism. Right? So I usually say to women who are thinking about it, just think of your individual self, right? What do you like? And is that thing causing you harm, right? Wow. Is it reducing your spirit? Is it making you resentful? Because I think that when there's real equality, resentment will not exist. Right? In relationships where people are unhappy because there's a gender problem, there's resentment. If there isn't a problem, you don't have resentment. You kind of know, it's intuitive, I think.
Right. Yeah. Would you say then it's still possible for a woman? I mean, I know my mom always says this to me, but some people struggle with the concept. Would you say it's possible for a woman to say, I'm a feminist, I believe in equality, but I still want a man to open the door for me? I like that gesture, or is that problematic in of itselth?
You know, the thing about, by the way, your mother is wonderful, just from reading your book.
Thank you.
You're so fortunate to have been raised by her. Trevor, I'm serious. I think everything good in you is because your mother raised you.
You know what's funny is...
No, we don't...
Oh, no. I appreciate that, but and the way you said it is, it's a beautiful compliment that sounds like an insult. You know, it's just like everything good in you is from your mom. The rest of that shit is you. That's you and your dad. But yeah, but thank you. But how do you respond to that idea?
I think gestures like holding the door shouldn't be gendered. I think it's a lovely thing to hold the door, but we should hold the door for everyone.
Right.
I hold the door for men and women. So I think the idea of sort of holding the door for a woman because she's a woman, I have trouble with it. I'm quite happy for people to hold the door for me, but I hope they're not doing it because of this sort of idea of chivalry. Because chivalry is really about the idea that women are somehow weak. Right. And need protecting. But we know that really there are many women who are stronger than many men. Right. So really what I think is that the people we should protect are people who need protecting, whether men or women. Which is also why I sort of have trouble with the idea of women and children, when women are classified in the same, when there's a tragedy and we say women and children should leave first. I think actually it's the people who are weak, unwell, young,
wow, that's interesting.
Who should leave first, yeah.
Wow, this is like a more eloquent argument of what some of the guys on the Titanic said. They were like, I think Chimamanda would want me to leave, women and children stay behind. But I really...
Chimamanda was good. What are you saying? I mean, stick to writing books, to be honest, because that entire interview just takes us back so many milestones. I mean, what is she talking about opening a door? Like, personally, I open the door regardless, boy, girl, man, woman, older person behind me or not. I mean, it is the sensible, polite thing to do. Maybe somebody's behind you and you're opening the door. You don't slam the door, you just leave it and drag, or whatever, leave the door for the next person. I mean, why? Who says chivalry is dead? Like, I mean, We're girls. We know how cute we feel when a guy opens the door for us, when it comes to pick us on a first date. That doesn't make us lesser women. It just makes us soft, mushy, romantic people. Like, why is she focusing on little things like opening the door, who's supposed to cook? I mean, I thought that the feminism movement was about gender equality, not gender role reversal. Like, why not trying to say your job as a man is to cook? Look, personally, I'm not the biggest fan of cooking, but obviously, I know that if I have a family, it is my duty to cook. But I'm also not going to say that if my husband can cook, he shouldn't cook. I would not marry a man who thinks that my sole job is to cook. Look, a woman is supposed to be a helper. That's what she set out to be for a man, right? The essence of feminism is to ensure that she is equipped enough to be helped. We're talking, right to go to school, not being forced into early marriages, not being raped, things like that. And who gives a shit? Yes, I curse. Who gives a shit about who opens the door for who? If, you want your husband to cook, or if you get, look, as long as I can be employed, regardless of whether I'm a man or a woman, as long as I can make money regardless of if I'm a man or a woman, then we're fine. I mean, there are clear-cut roles for men and women in this society. God made it this way. A woman's job is to give birth. There's no arguing that. There's no feminism movement that wants to come and change that. And please, Chimamanda, what are you teaching your sons? I mean, I used to be such a huge fan because in her books, her hero, the lead actors, or rather actresses, the lead female cast in her books are always very strong women. They know what they want. They're strong. They're independent. They know their mind. But this is taking it a step too far. And please, has anybody reasoned that? Why was it on Trevor Noah's show she said what she said? It is a black man show. Why didn't she go to Morgan Pierce or Pierce Morgan or whatever his name is to talk about it? Because she would get blasted so bad. But I mean, I think maybe she felt it's more relatable to a black man like Trevor Noah. Look, I don't even know what to say because I'm so pissed off, you guys. Chimamanda, look, we are women. We want equal jobs. We want equal pay. We want the right to go to school. We want the right to contest for office. But that does not mean we should, reorientate our entire tradition. Minus that, does she realize she's Nigerian? Abi, she has lived in Obodo Igbo for long enough. She doesn't even realize she's a Nigerian woman anymore. And I think also because she's married to a white man, if she was married to a black man, sorry to say, but all this would not be happening. Because generally, as Africans, as Nigerians, it is the woman's job to take care of the home just because it's the way it has been from day one. Nobody is saying your husband cannot be a helper. Your husband cannot say, oh, this week I'm going to cook, babe, rest. But don't now say because you're a feminist, your husband will leave you. You will become a widow or you will become a divorcee. Not widow, that means your husband has died. Yeah, well, he can die and forget about you and move on to another woman. Look, it's a woman's job to clean. It's a woman's job to cook. It's a woman's job to take care of the family. It's a woman's job to support her husband. It is a man's job to, take the car to the mechanic. It's a man's job to fix the plumbing stuff, in the house. It's a man's job to provide for his family. Doesn't mean that if the other person in the setup or in the relationship can do those things, doesn't mean that, the man or the woman should relax. But technically, it is your sole responsibility. Like, how is she even bringing feminism down to the point of opening doors for people? Like, I would open the door for a man would open the door for me. Like, she's coming to start saying chivalry is a bad thing. It isn't. Like, she said something about, how actually she opening the door for a woman makes her have a lesser being. No, it just makes you want to protect her, not have her drag the weight of the entire door. Has anybody thought of it like that? I just feel like we as Nigerians, regardless of where we are, there's something in our blood. The ITK is a lot. I mean, she started off great, preaching feminism, preaching education, but this whole path she's trying to take, I'm not for it, Chimamanda. I'm sorry, but I am sorely disappointed. Get your message right. Know what you're saying. Another thing was somebody was telling me, maybe she was just talking. She didn't realize the implications. Sweetheart, you are now a public figure. People take things you say literally to heart. Learn to know what you're saying. I mean, has Beyonce ever come out to say, yes, I'm a feminist? No, but her actions are telling us she believes in strong, independent, money-getting women. But she hasn't once come to say, yes, don't say what they can quote. You don't give people like me reason to make this video I'm making. If you have that private opinion, fine. There's ways to express yourself. There's ways to say things without blatantly looking stupid. I feel like she just entirely destroyed the respect. Like, people are so on the fence with Chimamanda. And like, what are you saying? So a man should not open the door for a woman. So we should be paying for Uber to go on dates. It's wrong for a man to pick you up now because he sees you as a weaker being. No, maybe a man just sees that he can handle the stress better than you and he wants to do all these things for you just so that you're not stressed out. Chimamanda, fix it up. Fix your act up. Get your story together. Are you for children going to school, female children going to school, or are you about getting, you know, your man to open the door for you or not? Is she telling me now that if she goes somewhere and her husband wants to open the door for her, she'll say, no, don't open the door because I'm a feminist? Girl, KMT, man. You guys, I'm sorry I'm so angry in this video, but I just had to talk about it. I will see you guys next week. Hasta la vista. Men, keep opening doors for your women. Women, keep cooking for your husbands. Bye.